Hello, Year 2. We're on English now for Monday the 18th. And today we are looking at understanding unfamiliar vocabulary from our Jack and the Baked Beanstalk story. So we're going to kick off today with a bit of vocabulary that I've picked out, and our word today is hollered. So hollered means sort of when someone's shouting or talking very loudly. So if they're hollering, you might say, oh, the man hollered across the field. So can you imagine if someone is shouting and being quite loud in the way that they are speaking? So hollered or hollering. So that's our word for today, hollered. Your main task for today, or our main task, we're looking at unfamiliar vocabulary and phrases within the next section of our story, Jack and the Baked Beanstalk. So these are the phrases that are also copied onto your sheet for today. So we've got boomed the giant, we've got back in a jiffy, we've got marched off, clattering pots, and shaking with fear. So I've selected 5 phrases from the next section of the story, which I'm going to read in a minute with you. And what I want you to do today is figure out what these mean, figure out what they mean, and then choose maybe 1 or 2 and put them into your own sentences. So basically that I know you can then apply these words and unfamiliar phrases into your own sentences, because that's what is most important. Right, so let's have a look. My little box is in the way of the text. Just move it. There we go. Right, so we're moving on. A huge hand reached down and scooped Jack and Bella high up in the air before dropping them on his table. In front of them was the most enormous chicken Jack had ever seen. We have visitors, boomed the giant. So that's one of your phrases from today. I've highlighted it off for you. So I see, squawked the chicken. And we know just what to do with visitors, don't we? Said the giant. Now you stay there. I'll be back in a jiffy. So again, we've got another one of our key phrases there, back in a jiffy. And with that, the giant grabbed a handful of the chicken's eggs and marched off to his kitchen. Soon the sound of clattering pots and pans was making the table tremble. Is he going to eat us, chicken? Squeaked Jack, shaking with fear. So some really fantastic phrases that the author's used within his writing there, and it really makes you understand the story and sort of gives you an idea of the characters. So we know that the giant's booming, his voice is booming. We know that Jack's shaking with fear. So I'm going to go through an example with you and model what I would like your work to look like today. So I've selected just one of the phrases because there's no point me doing them all for you because I want you to have a go. I've chose back in a jiffy. So step number 1, I would like you to figure out what it means. So what the sentence means or the phrase means. So back in a jiffy. And I know off the top of my head, it means I'll be back quickly. If you are struggling, you're fine to ask a grown up or you're fine to research it on maybe Word Hippo. You know, put what does back in a jiffy mean? So back in a jiffy, I'm going to write means that you will be back quickly or shortly. Then, if I'm going to put that into a sentence, back in a jiffy, let me have a think. When have I heard back in a jiffy? Probably when, you know, like someone's bobbing to the shop, they might say, oh, I'll be back from the shop in a jiffy. So I'm going to put, my mum told me that she would be, back in a jiffy when she went to the corner shop. Let me just put that there. There we go. Let's reread it together. My mum told me that she would be back in a jiffy when she went to the corner shop. So, quickly going over your task today, I want you to look at your key phrases. I'll just pop back to them. There we go. So your key phrases here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pretty much done one with you as well. So it's only 4. And then I want you to figure out the meaning. And then I'd like you to write maybe 1 or 2 sentences using your phrases and your unfamiliar vocabulary within context. Okay, try your best, everybody. Thank you.